again everyone, Age of Dune here, and we are back casting another League of Legends game. Again, it's mostly diamonds from last season, 1 gold, 1 platinum. It does have Crumbs in it, as well as one Mad Brad, who was one Bad Brad, but is now one Mad Brad, also a streamer. So, definitely a few names we recognize, and in this case, I decided I really wanted to cast it because I actually haven't seen a Xerath game in quite some time. So, I kind of wanted to see it. Xerath is actually not all that popular anymore from what I've seen. After he got nerfed a little while back, it wasn't really a direct nerf, but his ultimate, they updated the visual representation so it hit when it was supposed to or something, and people took that as a nerf and stopped playing him, even though he's still really good.
Minions have spawned.
It's just, he's not quite as good as he was before, and I'm not sure if he really is just that bad now, or if it's just people thinking that he's that bad now. I'm really not sure. So we'll have to see in this game. Either way, Xerath used to be one of my favorite champions to play. I really enjoyed the sieging, just sitting there outside the enemy, just utterly destroying them. Always a great feeling. So we'll have to see if that ends up happening this time. What ends up going on here? Ooh, hi Nidalee. Surprise! She just got an unpleasant surprise there. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the teams here. We've got Sia on Lux versus Xerath, who's played by one Mad Brad. One Bad Brad also. I believe anyway. I know he's a streamer. The top lane, we've got Irelia versus Nidalee. Irelia is Zion Spartan, and Nidalee is Oasis. The junglers, we have Lee Sin, played by D Crumbs, versus Tienzi no Akuma, playing Xin Zhao. See, is that matched up? No. Alright. Vayne, played by Schroeder Jones, is versus Caitlyn, carry play Smurf. And then we've got Zyra, played by Amateur Noob, versus Alistar, played by Tan Hat. So that'll be pretty interesting. Vayne, as I've said before, slow early game. I did actually have a Vayne in one of my recent games and just utterly destroyed the enemy with me. It was awesome. We got her fed, and she definitely made good use of it and just ripped through everything late game. And she actually started surprisingly early. Normally, when you have a Vayne, you've got to play fairly cautious starting at the beginning. But this one, we were able to go in pretty heavy, and she was able to pull through and just get massively fed. So Zinza actually just came in for a gank on the Irelia. She did go ahead and stun him and then flash out though, so she's fine. Lux saw that Lee Sin came through here, so she knew that he was in her jungle. So I think she just went over there to kind of poke him back a little bit. Lux and Xerath are just trading a little bit right now. He did land his stun on her, but he's got to land one more ability after he puts that on her. So he did not actually get to stun her, unfortunately for him. Oh, there's a ping. Irelia just stuns Xin Zhao again. Now she's trying to run away. He does have red buff though, so okay, yeah, he did fall back. Otherwise he would have taken quite a bit of minion damage there. He is going back in this bush though, so Irelia is about to find him again. He just he leveled up, so he is actually siphoning experience off of Nidalee. There is a stun there. In comes the Lee Sin. He's now going in. Did end up slowing down that Xin Zhao, but he's not going to be able to take it because Xin Zhao did actually make it under the tower. Alright, so let's go take a look at down bottom. What just happened there? They turned. Terrible idea. Alright, so let's see. We've got Zyra, level 3, and Caitlyn, level 3 as well, and they're just pushing up to the tower. Vayne is actually fairly low life. Oh, they did tower dive. That's what happened. Okay. They were forced into tower dive. Alistar actually flashed out, punted the Zyra back, and then as soon as Zyra was back there, Vayne punted her into the wall and stunned her. So that was actually very effective. Nice little bit of teamwork there. Alistar does not have his flash anymore, but honestly, I don't think he's going to need it. Oh, he is actually taking a lot of damage from minions though, so Caitlyn actually got really... Oh, she actually might kill him. Yes, she does take him down. Very nice indeed. He actually stepped on that trap there, and he was taking the minions the whole time, and that's really what did him in there. Lots of minion damage. Alright, so Lee Sin helping just push back this Nidalee a little bit. Not doing too much up there. Mid lane, they're both still fairly passive. Looks like Xerath is a little ahead of Lux in XP, but not overly much. Which is actually fairly surprising considering he had more minions out. So we'll have to see. And I'm not sure if she decided to go walking off somewhere or what happened there. She's not letting him go back though at the moment. But he is trying to go back now. Did she go back already? She did not. So he's going to go back, get another item, and she's not. Well, she probably will actually after she pushes it to the tower. She's just getting a little bit of XP there, so she's trying to get a little bit of a XP buff. Oh, in comes the Lee Sin. So she's going to have to walk back before she can beat. So absolutely no XP is lost from this lane. Not too bad there. Going to Lee Sin is always a good idea. Caitlyn's finally going back, as did Vayne. Both of them were left after the support death battle. So, Vayne came back with a Vampiric Scepter and a Doran's, and Caitlyn is coming back with double Doran's and level 2 boots. Vayne actually doesn't have any boots whatsoever. She's actually pretty good at escaping with her role either way, but you still kind of expect her to have boots. Well, fairly soon. But I guess she doesn't really need them yet, as she sees it, so. We'll have to see if it ends up paying out for her. She does have a little bit more damage, I believe. Maybe not. Let's see, those do 10 attacks, so it's 20 total. So yeah, actually I think they're tied on attack damage there. Interesting. Alright. We'll see which one ends up coming out. Ooh, there's the jump in from Alistar. There's an exhaust on Vayne, but teleport in from Lux. So Zyra's about to get caught here. She does get punched into the wall. She is going to go down. And death to the Xera. Very nice little teleport there by the Lux, just helping to secure that kill. They were trying to get Caitlyn, but she did end up making it out of that with no problem. But the Xera did not escape, unfortunately for her. But again, that's how it happens sometimes when you're support. You are often allowed to die a whole lot more because you are the support and you don't need it quite as much as the allies do. Looks like the purple team's actually going to go ahead and turret dive this. Lee Sin is here, so he's going to shield. Too late. He came in slightly too late. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. He's not going to die, but he's in a little bit of trouble. Yeah. So he's just going to go ahead and push this back. Zin's actually here, so they might end up turret diving this. We'll have to see. Alistar is able to turret dive pretty well, as he is quite tanky normally. So Vayne is getting fed here, if we notice. She is 201. I mean, she's not ridiculously fed yet, but she's definitely approaching it. Zin is actually giving Lux this blue buff. Xerath came to try to steal it, but that didn't happen. He was a little too late for that. Nidalee's got Irelia pushed back to the tower. Nidalee's actually done quite a bit of damage to Irelia. Interesting. I don't know if Aurelia's been... yeah, she had to have gone back. She's got Ninja Tabby. And Nidalee actually has not been back, which is pretty interesting. Unless she went back and got just potions, but I don't believe so. She probably got quite a bit of gold, and she's still winning versus Irelia, but Irelia just did a lot of damage to her. So, Nidalee... Both of them got really close to dying, but neither one actually died. But they are both going to have to go back. It looks like Nidalee's going to stick around a little bit more. She does have a lot of potions. I don't know, I guess she started with just a lot of potions, because she has a surprising amount of health considering the fact that Irelia has had to go back at least once. So Irelia did go ahead and get a Vampiric Scepter, and then a ward and a couple potions helped her lane a little better. It's interesting. I think he might have been trying to kick her that way, but I think she didn't really want that, so she just kind of jumped out of it. Just a little bit. So Lee Sin's actually pinging the blue buff there for Xerath to go ahead and get it, which is always nice. When your enemy has blue buff and you don't, it really hurts when you're mid. Because, well, when you're somebody like Xerath or Lux, because both of them are mana based. With somebody like Kennen, who cares? Kennen doesn't really need mana. He has his energy and he'll be fine. Ooh. Lots of interesting things happening here. Looks like Alistar's actually going to go ahead and turret dive this. He is taking the tower. He did use his ulti though, so he is going to be fine. But they do have to back out. They did not end up taking him down. Oh, he did flash to her and hunted her up. In comes Lux as well. So that is probably a double kill. No, there was a flash. She does kill the Caitlyn though, using her Laser of Doom. Oh. Zinzao came in, but he was picked up by that ward. Is that a ward? No. There's no ward there. She just kind of guessed that he would be there. Actually, she was probably expecting Lux. So she did go ahead and root. She rooted him again into the tower, but he did take her down before she was able to do anything. So she does go down as well. Purple team's definitely getting a bit fed here. Doing quite a few ganks down bottom. There actually was a gank on top that I didn't even notice. Let's see. Happens a lot. You have different things happening at 2 different places, and it's kind of hard to notice sometimes. Alright, so Lee Sin actually came in with a lane gank, and it acted like he was going deep, and unfortunately Nidalee decided to come out just a little bit too far, so she just went down fast to that Irelia. And now Irelia and Lee Sin are going to go ahead and hit this tower. I think they might end up being able to take it down, do a 1-for-1 trade on towers, because bot lane is probably trying to take this tower. I'm not actually sure because Vayne just went back. And okay, top lane is not actually going in on the tower there either. They are proxying, so the minions will get there, which, you know, deprives the enemy of CS and XP and allows them to do damage to the tower without actually having to sit there hitting it. So I don't believe either tower is going to go down quite yet, but both towers took quite a bit of damage. This one's getting... that one's definitely pretty low. I don't think it's going to go down yet because Nidalee is on her way here. So she is going to go ahead and defend this, make sure it doesn't go down. But it won't take many hits before it does end up going down. So alright, down bottom, both of the AD carries are back. Xerath is coming back as well. Alistar looks like he's going to go ahead and just ward up here. Warding Dragon? Yeah, he did actually pink ward Dragon. So he knows that the enemy team does not have any wards there. He's not aware of this. Well, now he's aware of this one. It's an interesting warding place. I don't really know why he did that. I don't know. Maybe it's something that I'm completely missing. Usually I like to ward here instead of here because you've already got a ward there. It doesn't seem like that one would do very much. Oh! Xerath did just pink ward that, so she's going to get a free ward kill off of that. Alright. So there's another ward here, and that was Caitlyn actually letting Lee Sin know, hey, if you decide to lane gank, they will see it. So Vayne's actually doing quite a bit of damage to Caitlyn. Caitlyn's gonna go down to this. Xerath is actually in trouble now too. She just got punches back into the wall. In comes the Lee Sin to try to help her. It's too late for that, but he's going in on the Vayne. He does slow her down. She does go down. Now Alistar's the only one left out of that little bit. He punts him back, so he's probably gonna escape this unless Lee Sin lands his Q. But in comes the Xin Zhao, so it's gonna be a turret dive. The Xin Zhao just got he got surprised there by the turret dive, and in comes the Xin Zhao to punt him up. So not really the best of ideas on his part. That ended up being 3 kill. Oh, and Xerath died mid. It's okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. Interesting how many people died there. So he went ahead and just used his ulti there on her. Actually did quite a bit of damage to her. Oh, he thought he dodged that, but he got hit by her ulti anyway. On my screen, it looked like he was far enough out of it, but apparently it was not. So he did end up going down to that. He thought he dodged it, and I thought he dodged it, but he apparently didn't, and it just melted him to nothing. So if he had ended up dodging that, he would have won that engagement, because he was still quite high on health. But he unfortunately did not. So there's all the action happening there. There's the death of him, and we know we just saw Irelia get a kill as well. So all 3 lanes had a little bit of action all at the same time. It was very interesting. So Nidalee's at full health, Irelia's at full health, so I guess Irelia actually just took Nidalee down from nothing, or from full health to nothing that quickly. Oh, she does use her ignite, and she just goes in on her, and yeah, she does use her flash to get it. Nidalee had no flash, so Irelia now has zero summoner spells, but she doesn't really need it because she is alone up here. They will be back soonish anyway. But the purple team is going to go ahead and grab this free dragon. As long as they don't end up dying to it. Zin's actually taking quite a bit of damage and they're not doing nearly enough damage. Okay, there's 8. Wow, they actually got really low. If anyone from the blue team had been able to come here, they would have died. But Lux was able to shield him enough that he didn't die. And they do get a free dragon out of that with nothing from the blue team here to contest it at all. They were mostly dead, except for Irelia, because Irelia killed... Oh, hey! She now sees the Nidalee. Nidalee's coming in. Oh, she does end up hitting the Irelia, but Irelia actually did quite a bit of damage to her. Just look at that. She took her down to half health. She was trying to go back in that bush, but Nidalee said, nope. Now Lee Sin's coming in for the gank, and Nidalee has no idea. Oh, no, she doesn't. I'm not sure why she decided to skedaddle out of there, but apparently she figured him out somehow. This tower did end up going down to the proxy, so not bad from the Irelia. There's a couple pings down here for the blue team, saying watch out. Alistar is here. Both teams warded there. The Lee Sin and the Xerath, it looks like we're counter jungling and grabbing these wraiths, and now Nidalee was thinking about coming down. The purple team, it looks like, is pinging for the red buff, saying, hey, they're probably there, and now Lee Sin is indeed there. So Xin Zhao's just going to kind of chill in this bush for a little. Oh, Lee Sin's actually going to pull the red buff around this way. That's something that's fairly interesting that you can do. It'll actually leash all the way around. Irelia really wants to go back, but she hasn't been able to yet. Looks like she's coming down here to possibly go in on this Xin, if she can. No, she's going to go ahead and go in on this red buff, actually. So Lee Sin and Irelia are both going in on the red buff, and they're probably going to get it. They do end up getting it. It goes to Lee Sin, and now Nidalee is just going to go ahead and get these double golems. Xin actually just abandoned his red buff, which is kind of interesting. I would have expected him to stay there. I guess he figured it was lost either way. Whatever. Alright, so now the blue buff for the blue team is going to Xerath. Lux is just pushing mid. The purple team down bottom. I think it is. I don't care. I didn't see it. Alright. I do know they were going in on that tower. I want to see what happened, though. Probably a tower dive, I guess. So here we go. He does go in, punt the Caitlyn up. He ults as well. There's the Zyra ulti, and yeah, she just got abandoned there, so she does go down under the tower. Alistar goes ahead and tanks it for her. She does end up saving her carry, which is great. That's very good. But she does end up going down for her troubles. So Caitlyn definitely has to go back. The Alistar could probably tank it enough that she could just melt because she is actually really low. So yeah, she does end up going back, and the purple team goes ahead and just goes in on this tower. They already lost a tower, so they're going to go ahead and take a tower to make up for it. Gold-wise, they are ahead, either way. They're not going in on the tower, interestingly. Well, they have minions coming, though, so they'll probably still be able to take the tower. They're just going in on the enemy minions at the moment. There we go. Okay. So yeah, down goes the tower.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Right. Xin actually looks like he's coming in for a counter gank here. No, he's just warding. He went ahead and warded that red buff. I don't think he actually saw him, and he actually just went in on Xerath. Xerath does end up landing his stun on him, and there goes his ulti. Oh, he does end up missing that final ulti tick. That stinks. Well, he doesn't really miss it because it wasn't really his fault. It's mostly that Xin Zhao just actually dodged it. He juked him quite nicely. There's a couple of pingbacks on the Nidalee. I guess they figure she's going to get hit. Oh, missed something else. What happened? Alright. So there's Zyra. She's actually really low. Caitlyn's really low. Probably not the best idea to go in. Alright, so Lee Sin does end up going in. There are two of them here. So the Alistar is taking a little bit of damage to the Irelia. Lee Sin did just miss his Q. Now he got punted up by Alistar. He's trying to run away, but he does end up going down. So now Irelia is trying to take down this Vayne. Vayne's actually really low. She is ignited. She does end up going down. In comes the Lux, though, to counter this. So Irelia's in a little bit of trouble now. She does get picked up by that ward, so she's trying to escape this. I don't know that she's going to be able to. No, she's just going to go ahead and try to take down that Alistar before she dies. But she did get hit by the Lux binding, so the ulti from Lux was able to finish her off. Now Caitlyn is coming back. She actually is not full health. I don't know, she didn't quite spend enough time there on the Nexus or what happened, because she's coming back out with less than full health. But she does have plenty of lifesteal, so as long as she doesn't get into a fight really soon, yeah, she's just going to lifesteal it all right back. There you go. So now she's back up to full health, so it's not really a problem. Mid tower is actually getting pretty low for the purple team. The blue team still has theirs quite nicely, but Nidalee is going to go ahead and take down the top tower since Irelia was dead thanks to that little engagement down bottom. But the blue team is going to go ahead and take down this tower to offset that. Down it goes. Alistar came in from behind, punted the Caitlyn back. There is the Xerath ulti, but Caitlyn is still stuck there. She is going to go down to this. Lux teleported into this ward here, so she was able to come in on this as well. And both members of the team, both members of the blue team ended up dying down there bottom. Xerath's actually pretty low, so he's trying to escape from this Nidalee, who's doing her best to make sure that doesn't happen. He does end up stunning her, but he's still really low, and he's going to go down to Lux. Lee Sin's trying to take down that Nidalee, but Lee Sin's going to go down as well to Lux, so Lux now has double buff out of that little engagement. That sucks for them. Now Irelia's wanting to go in. She does end up flashing, but she got stuck by the Lux pull. Well, not the Lux binding, sorry, not the pull. There is no pull for Lux. So now she's also in a little bit of trouble. She does have her ulti though, so she's doing quite a bit of damage to them with that. But there comes the Lux ulti and takes her down. Well, Vayne actually did the killing blow. The Lux ulti definitely did a lot of the damage there. So that was definitely an unfortunate engagement for the blue team. The purple team is completely stomping them. They're not way ahead in gold, but they are still way ahead in kills and just being able to pull these things off. They have awesome teamwork, whereas the blue team seems to be mostly trickling into engagements, which is not something you want to do. The purple team has team coordination. They're there to help each other and everything else, but oh, there is a stun on the Vayne though, so she is actually going to go down to that Lee Sin. Very nice by the Xerath. He just sieged up over here where she couldn't see him, and then landed his stun, followed by, well, his stunning ability, followed by an ability, and just took her down fast. Now the blue team's actually going to go ahead and go in on this Baron. Well, maybe. Lee Sin wants to, but the rest of his team... Alright, so these two are coming as well. So yeah, they are going to go in on this Baron. He's taking quite a bit of damage from it. Xerath is coming now, but Nidalee is coming just to check it out. They don't have wards here, so they don't know what's going on. She's probably going to end up taking down this Lee Sin because he's actually really low. If he doesn't die automatically. No, he actually got really close to dying. He's going to go ahead and fall back. The blue team is not going to be able to do this, so they are going down. Meantime, down bottom, Zyra died. I'll be back up here in a moment. Zyra was just pushing bot. Zin's out, looks like came in and just completely destroyed her. Yeah. I like that. All the minions go phew. But he does have his jump there, so he just jumped right back to it. Alright, now the purple team's actually pinging on this. Xerath is there, landed a hit on the Lux, but not really much that he could do there. Didn't have vision of her for stun, I don't believe. He just did a random Q in there because he knew she was there. But the purple team's going to go ahead and get this dragon because the blue team had to fall back. The Baron was not really the best of calls there. I think had the rest of his team responded a little bit quicker, it might have gone better, but honestly, I don't think they have the damage just yet. It's only 19 minutes into the game. A lot of times you're not going to have the damage, and I definitely do not believe that they do. What did Lux just do to Xerath? She does have double buff, so that probably helped her in whatever she did. Okay, so she sees him there. He's just farming. So I guess she just launched it. Yeah. Wow. She just full comboed him with one little bit. He had no idea what was happening. He didn't have any wards, so she just launched her root. Sorry. Launched her root across there, launched her other abilities, and just nuked him from full to nothing with one little combo blast. That hurts a lot. Nidalee is top. She's going to go ahead and go in on these double golems. She is picked up by Aurelia, who can take her down, but I don't think she's going to be able to in this case. In a one-on-one battle, they would be able to. Another death. Alright. This is where that happened. Caitlyn's walking down here. She does get picked up by the Alistar. So he knows she's there. Now he went in, punted her that way. He does... Oh, that pop-up as she was using her ability there to launch herself backwards, ended up canceling that ability, and she went down because of it. That was a very nice pop-up by the Alistar. She tried to escape using her net, but the timing there was awesome. So now Vayne's going in on the Zyra. Zyra's taking a decent amount of damage. Vayne actually may end up tower diving this and just taking her down. She does. Xerath is coming in. Xerath was not able to do anything though. So Vayne does end up getting out of this. Oh, Vayne just came in and just punted that Xerath into the wall. Alistar came in as well and used his abilities on him, so there was another kill for the Vayne. That hurts. Now Lee Sin's coming out a little bit. He's not going to be able to defend this at all. Lux just got mid-turret. Alistar just got this turret. And Irelia's actually going back now because she probably needs to defend this. Vayne's is actually going in on the Caitlyn. Did a lot of damage there to her. Vayne is definitely fed now. Oh, that was close. That ulti almost took down the Caitlyn there. It's a good attempt. Now in comes Irelia. She did get slowed by the Lux ability, but she's still going after the Vayne. Oh, she did get rooted though. And now in comes the Alistar. Lee Sin is melting there to Vayne. Irelia's going in, but Irelia's melting as well. There's the Zyra ulti though. And the Caitlyn ulti on Vayne, but Vayne did end up surviving anyway, thanks to the Lux shield. So Zyra went ahead and warded that. She expected... Oh, now she's going to go down to Xin Zhao. And the blue team is just pulling this really nicely. Oh, very nice ulti there from Xerath. He did end up taking down the Vayne with it, but he did go down to the Lux ulti. No, he didn't go down. Caitlyn went down to the Lux ulti. Now, Xerath went down to the regular Lux abilities. So, it was a good little steal there, but it ended up being a 1 for, yeah. With all of that, there was at least 2 or 3 kills per, well, for a couple of them, so it's kind of hard to judge, but either way, it's 9 to 26, so that's not a good sign when it's 9 to 26 against you. The Nidalee just got the blue buff. They're completely shutting down the blue team. No buffs for the blue team, no towers. Well, they've got a couple towers, but they're not allowed to get any more towers. And Irelia is decently fed, 4-3-0, but honestly, with the amount that the rest of the purple team is fed, I don't think she's going to be able to do too much at all. Oh, good attempt by the Lux there. She tried to land her binding and then use her abilities to take down that Zyra the same way she's done to Xerath multiple times, but she did end up being dodged by Irelia, who just walked out of it and did not end up being hit by any of those stuns. So there we go. Nidalee is going to go ahead and get this red buff down here. Double buff for Nidalee. Woohoo! Lee Sin is defending here a little bit. Xerath is defending. Everybody's just mostly defending. Oh, wow. Down goes the Zyra. This ward did pick her up, and the Lux just did her full combo, like we've talked about before, and just completely destroyed her. I'm not sure what just happened to Caitlyn. Where is Caitlyn? Okay, there's Caitlyn. This is where Nidalee was getting her double buff, so I want to see what happens there that resulted in the death of Caitlyn. Ah, Caitlyn was coming over to help. Nidalee found, and just used her ability to slow. She tried to net again, but she did end up failing. She did flash over the wall, but Nidalee flashed over as well. So, there we go. Alistar flashed over here, punted up, and now he's trying... Oh, he does end up getting stunned here. So he's tanking the tower, but he is Alistar, so he can tank the tower pretty well. Nobody ends up going down on the purple team, but the blue team does lose both Caitlyn and Zyra. Ouch. And now the purple team is just going to go ahead and push this tower. They're probably going to try to take it. I have a feeling they are going to be able to. There's really not much the blue team can do about it. Xerath can harass from a distance, but he's not going to be able to harass them back. So, yeah, they did end up taking it. They do leave the inhibitor free. Interesting. I think she tried to hit the Xerath there, but he was moving away, so didn't end up hitting him. Now it looks like they're grouping, well, some of them are grouping mid to go ahead and try to take down that tower as well. Lee Sin, Zyra, and Irelia are all bottom versus this Vayne. There's the exhaust on Vayne. Vayne did just use her ulti and roll to become invisible, and she's actually going to go down. She doesn't end up going down to Irelia. In comes the Lux and the rest of the purple team. So down goes the Lee Sin. Irelia's trying to escape this. There's the ulti from Xerath and Caitlyn. Lux actually got really close to dying there. She does end up going down to Irelia. Now the Xin Zhao is going in on the Xerath. Xerath, he did get stunned though, so he does go down to Caitlyn. Irelia is now trying to escape from Nidalee and Alistar. She does end up making that out. Caitlyn is chasing them down though, so she's actually doing a decent amount of damage to him. Nidalee got stuck by the Zyra, so she's trapped a little bit. She does end up getting caught by the Caitlyn. Caitlyn was not quite able to do... Oh, there we go. Oh, nope, not quite. Nidalee is just a little bit too fast. She is going to escape this with that tiny amount of health. If Caitlyn had her ulti, she'd be dead, but Caitlyn does not have her ulti. So there we go. Either way, it still ended up being great for the blue team, because they did end up taking down 3. And granted, Vayne's not dead anymore, but she was dead. They did end up taking down 3 of the enemy team for none of theirs. It wasn't the first time that's happened. Oh! Xerath ended up missing that, so unfortunately she did give them away. So Vayne is still going to go down though. Irelia is just taking down that Vayne. The kill ended up going to Xerath. And now there is another root from Xerath. That one did land. But the Lux just landed a stun on both Irelia and Xerath. What? I don't know what that was. But she did end up landing a stun on both of them and then just ulted them to take them both down. They're both on half health. Alistar's going in on this Xerath, so she's actually getting pretty low there. Everybody's going in on the Alistar, but he's tanky. He's taking this with no problem. Xin Zhao's coming in. He's going in on the Caitlyn. The Lee Sin is now stuck with the Alistar and the Lux. They do end up escaping. There is the ulti from Lux, though, which does end up taking down that Caitlyn. Unfortunately for Xerath, they did check that bush, otherwise she would have escaped that. She was hoping. So there is a ward for the Lee Sin. Jumps to it and hit Lux once, but didn't really do anything. So he tried to land a Q on her as well, but he did miss that, unfortunately. Oh! Irelia just came out and... ouch. Lux was just waiting in that bush and saw her as soon as she... That was interesting. Saw her as soon as she came out and just rooted her and used her full combo again. She's actually a really good Lux. Lee Sin's having to be fairly careful here. He can't really do much at all. I did like that little jump there. So blue team is in full defensive mode at the moment. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it. He does jump out of that. He's going to escape that. Lux did just land her ulti, but now down goes the Xin Zhao to the Xerath. Nidalee just took top tower, but they haven't lost anybody quite yet. There is the stun from Xerath on Vayne. Vayne ended up taking the Caitlyn ulti, but did not end up going down. The Xerath is trying to do a decent amount of damage to the Alistar, but it is Alistar. Oh, Irelia just went in on Vayne. If she can jump to it, yes, she does end up taking her down with her ulti. She's now stunned the Lux and she's trying to get out of this. She does end up going down to see ya. Xerath is doing a little harass as well, trying to take them down. He's not going to be able to do it. There is the Lux ulti again to take down that Lee Sin. That Lux ulti is nasty. But there is the Xerath ulti. It does end up hitting the Nidalee, so Nidalee does end up going down to Caitlyn. And now Lux is trying to escape, as is the rest of her team. Xerath actually walked into that, not the best of ideas. Caitlyn is a little overextended there. Xerath is trying to catch this Lux. That Lux ulti again. It's killing everything. Okay, Xerath actually ended up going in and getting that Alistar. Now the Lux is actually quite low. So Xerath is going in on her, but she does end up going down to her abilities. Xayra is now chasing after her. She's taking quite a few of the minion damage, quite a bit of the minion damage, but Xayra is now trapped. Because Xin Zhao came in from behind, and there's the Lux ulti to take another kill. So there is a legendary for Lux. She is just killing everything with that ulti. It's got a tiny cooldown with all of her cooldown reduction. 30.8 normally, but yeah, she's able to pull it off like every 10 seconds. What does she have? Let's see, 20% from that. I guess it's just the cooldown reduction from that is just able to do it. Which is still, 20% cooldown reduction. It's pretty impressive. Nidalee looks like is wanting to go in on the Baron, but the rest of her team isn't responding, so there will be no Baron quite yet. Blue team has quite a few wards here, so they do know what will happen in their own jungle. Well, for a little while longer. They're about to lose all their ward coverage, but Nidalee's actually taking the blue buff. Again, nasty. Very mean of her. But there is another ping on Baron. They really want this Baron, and I don't really blame them. The blue team really can't do too much to counter it, and they don't have any vision here. So, yeah, in goes the purple team on this Baron. They do have a lot of damage. They may end up being able to just burst it down before the enemy gets here. Blue team is working their way over, but they're not even close to being here. So yeah, down goes the Baron, and now the Xayra is trying to get out, and the rest of the blue team is running away. Purple team does have Baron, and that is a terrible sign when you are on the blue team. Not sure what Crumbs is doing. Oh, okay. He was just waiting around to hit a little bit. Oh, he actually just punt her into the range of Caitlyn, who was able to do a little bit of damage there, but now she's stuck between Nidalee, Caitlyn, and Xin Zhao. So chasing after that, not the best of ideas. Xerath is doing a little bit of poke here. He's decently fed. He's got the Morello Namcon, but honestly, I don't think he's able to do nearly enough damage to just DPS them down, and they are able to do that to him. Zyra just got caught out again. She is going to go down to this. Down she goes. Xerath is going in on this Vayne. He's trying to hit her with his ulti. He does end up hitting her, and down she goes to Irelia. Irelia is now in the middle of 3 of them, so she's going to go down as well. Down she goes, and the red buff goes to Zinzao. Well, yeah, obviously Zinzao killed him. So there is an inhibitor down. They're going to take down this inhibitor as well. Xerath is yet again just trying to poke them, do a little bit of damage. Lux tried to full combo Caitlyn to death. Didn't end up landing it, but it doesn't matter because they ended up getting the Caitlyn anyway. She stuck around a little bit too far out. So, yeah, I think this is the end of this game. Purple team is taking the inner towers, the Nexus towers, and there's really nothing the blue team can do to stop it. They are not enough. Not sure what Lee Sin just did there. Went in the middle. It's like he's trying to lead them away from the tower, but even still, I don't think there's really much he can do. There's the Xerath ulti, does end up taking down the Zinzao, but unfortunately that was all the... Oh, there's one more charge for his ulti. And down goes the Zyra to the evil Lux ulti of Doom. Now in comes the Irelia, doing quite a bit of damage to Lux. Lux goes ahead and uses her Zhonya's, so Lux is going to be fine. Now the Nidalee is chasing after this Irelia. Irelia's in a little bit of trouble. She did end up running out of that though. She does end up taking down the Nidalee with the help of Xerath. So now the purple team's actually back on the run again. There is a there's a ward from Lux. She's trying to do a full combo land again. So we'll see if it ends up happening. If Xerath actually comes close enough, she may end up just one-shotting him again. She definitely wants to. Oh. Alright, here we go. Okay. Xerath actually ended up using his ulti with his extended range from siege mode to take her down with Irelia. So not bad there. She is finally shut down, which is great for the blue team. That was a lot of gold that just went to Xerath. He's probably quite happy with that. Meantime, Lee Sin is... it doesn't even look like that does any damage when he does that. It's got to. She probably just life stole it back up. It looked like he just kind of flies one way, flies the other way, and that's the end of it. Doesn't look like any damage whatsoever. Caitlyn went ahead and used her net to get away from Alistar. She figured he was probably bringing friends, which is usually a pretty good assumption, because a lot of times in this, he has been. So, she did end up escaping that with no problem. Now Vayne and Lee Sin are actually playing around together. Lee Sin knows she's here. She does not know Lee Sin is there, and she doesn't know that she's visible. So, let's see. In comes the Irelia. Irelia does stun her. In comes the Lee Sin. Now there's the Caitlyn ulti as well, and it does end up taking down that Vayne. Nidalee's actually stuck now. She is Nidalee though, so she could probably jump over the wall. No, she actually did end up missing her jump. So she's trying to escape. She does end up getting attacked. There's the Xerath ulti. It's going in on her, and it does end up taking her down. The kill goes to Crumbs. Lee Sin just got the kill. However, the minions are pushing like crazy down here in mid lane. So, Caitlyn's actually defending it. So hopefully she'll be able to defend this alone while the rest of her team walks around trouncing people. It looks like, from what I've seen, the purple team got a little cocky and they're all spreading apart, and they're kind of paying for it. I don't think they're throwing the game really. It's going to be really hard to throw the game hard enough that, yeah. Boom! Down goes the Caitlyn. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to throw the game hard enough that the blue team can come back. It's possible. I've seen it happen, but it's really unlikely. But the blue team is going to try. They have not surrendered yet, which is pretty unusual, even in this level. A lot of times in solo queue, you do not see people that are willing to go this far to get out of surrendering. They usually surrender a lot sooner than this. But blue team's actually still sticking in and defending. I kind of respect that. Hopefully for their sakes, they end up getting rewarded for that. Xerath just doing a little bit of harass again. Everybody from the purple team is actually grouping in for the kill, it looks like though. So, Xerath did end up getting hit by that Lux ulti. There's the Zyra ulti punting people up. Zin's tanking the tower, but he's not really having a problem doing so. So this tower is going to go down. The blue team is back here at this tower, And there's really not much they can do here. They are trying to take down this Vayne, but down goes the Lee Sin's Vayne. I thought that was Aurelia there, but it wasn't. And now down went their tower. The purple team is going in on just to that ulti. That is nasty. But anyway, yeah, the purple team is going in on this Nexus, and they are going to win this. There we go. Alright, so that's the end of that one. That was a very good game by the purple team. They did really well against this blue team and completely shut them down. So alright, let's take a look at the items here. We've got Xin Zhao with 144 CS and 748 versus Lee Sin with 125, who is 477. Not too bad altogether. The Xin Zhao has Randuin's Omen, Spirit of the Elder Lizard, Lock of the Iron Solari, Bilgewater Cutlass, looks like he's building for his Blade of the Ruined King, probably. Boots of Mobility versus Lee Sin, who's got Randuin's, Ruby Sightstone, Bilgewater Cutlass. Boots of Mobility, no enchant. He didn't have an enchant either. Madred's Razor and Null Magic Mantle. The Nidalee with 219 CS and is 268 versus Aurelia with 196 and 974. Nidalee has Iceborne Gauntlet, Warmogs, Hexdrinker, Ninja Tabby, and Giant's Belt versus Aurelia with Blade of the Ruined King, Zephyr, Ninja Tabby. That one's actually a pretty good idea. Gets her out of the Lux route faster. Hexdrinker and Warden's Mail. Lux with 281 CS versus Xerath's 194 has 23 to 11. That is insane. She definitely ripped through them. Versus 787. That's a huge difference. Lux has Rabadon's, Zonya's, Leander's Torment, Athene's Unholy Grail, Void Staff, and Sorcerer's Shoes with Distortion. She is fully built. She has everything she needs, and she was probably just buying potions by the end of this. Xerath has Rabadon's, Void Staff, Morellonomicon, Sorcerer's Shoes with the Home Guard enchant, and a Haunting Guise. What enchant was that she had? Distortion. Ah, Teleport, Flash, and Ghost are reduced. That's actually really good with her because she did have the Teleport. So it actually benefited both of those. Vayne with 242 CS to 226 for Caitlyn is 1499 versus 3136. And she ends up having the Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, Quicksilver Sash, Berserker's Greaves, no enchant, and Pickaxe versus Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Berserker's Greaves, the Home Guard enchant, Pickaxe, and Vampiric Scepter. Finally, the supports, Alistar has 58 CS to 38 from Zyra. He is 3-2-30. Wow, that's a lot of assists. And she is 0-14-8. That's a lot of deaths. Ouch. He has... Wow, he actually didn't go support build at all. Lichbane, Ruby Sightstone, Moots of Mobility, and Majai's, oddly, as well as the Doran's Shield, versus Runic Bulwark, Ruby Sightstone, Philosopher's Stone, and regular Boots of Speed. So there we go. That is the end of this game. These poor people, they died so many times to the Nox ulti. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I shall see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.